Alright, welcome to another unboxing with my Yeti full of coffee. Today we're going to be unboxing Die Festung Hamburg, the day the Alba River turned red. And this is C3 Module 3, Thin Red Line Games. So going to give you a little context here. This is the third game in Thin Red Lines game series on a hypothetical World War III 1985 Europe, at least for this series of games, but they have another series more strategic. We'll pop out to the website, give you context if you're not familiar. But this was just recently released. He likes to send it out as a warning order, and I learned whenever he sends out his warning order, that's Fabricio, I can't pronounce his last name, Fabricio, you better order the game because it'll be out of stock, and this game is already out of stock. So I just got this yesterday or the day before, and I wanted to go ahead and do an unboxing here of it. But before we come to the main event, I'm going to pop out to his website, to Thin Red Line's website, and for those of you not familiar with the series and the game publisher, I'll give you the context of what this game falls into. Right, here is the actual game website, trlgames.com. You can figure that out, or I'll drop it in the comments afterwards. You can see he's advertising. They're advertising this new game here that just came out, but I think we've got a good list of all their games here. And again, all the games are 1985 hypothetical World War III. The first one was Under an Iron Sky, came out a few years back. And this is heritage. You can draw it back to SPI's The Next War, back in the late 70s, early 80s. I just remember that game because I went to the Origins convention when that game was released, so that was big excitement there. So 1985 Under an Iron Sky covers Warsaw Pact, Central Europe, Grand Operational Divisional Brigade, 14 clicks, 2 days per turn. And then building on that, that covers the entire pretty much European theater. Then we get Deadly Northern Lights, where they're covering now to the north, Scandinavia, Arctic, 1985, and you can put it together with Under an Iron Sky. And then this one recently came out, 1985, Sacred Oil, where they move into the Middle East. Again, same level. You can have one grand campaign and put these three games together and play them. But the series we're looking at is called, the first one here is Less Than 60 Miles. Battle for Fulda Gap was the first one. This one's Regimental Battalion, 5 clicks per hex, 3-hour turns, and then followed up moving a bit north from the Fulda Gap, added the Dogs of War. So that's the British Army of the Rhine, second of the series, and then now just recently going all the way north to the coastlines, I think part of Denmark. We'll see in a second. We have Die Festung Hamburg, the North German Plain, the third module in the C3 series. And the common thing with every one of these games is out of stock. So let's take a look at Die Festung Hamburg. And there we go. And yeah, here's the map coverage, and you can tell, I think this is Hamburg, but here we've got the North Sea, maybe parts of Denmark. Oh, good. And this gives you an idea of his plans. Again, the more, I don't know, grand operational, grand tactical series, Under an Iron Sky, Arctic Lights, and Sacred Oil, that's pretty much covered from a big picture view the entire front. Here, this is going down into a lower level. Here's the Fulda Gap one. Here's the Dogs of War, and then here's where this game fits into the scheme, and it looks like the next two games are going to focus on southern areas here. Darkwood, Bavarian Rhapsody, not quite sure. It looks, it does kind of hit on, I think this is Czechoslovakia here. So it does include their coming in with the Eastern Europe forces too. And again, you can potentially mate all these. I think that's the plan. But for this game, again, 5 clicks, 3-hour turns, Regimental Battalion, 1985, chemical nuclear warfare. They've got event cards, random events, 2 campaign games, got 4 smaller scenarios. Pact of Blood, yeah, Sickles, Long Shadow. Yep, a bunch of interesting stuff here for this area. Let's see, play alone or in combination. There you go. Components we're going to see in a second. Plasticized map. Wow. Seven counter sheets. 1,200 plus counters. This is just one game. Can you imagine how many if you combine them all? 41 action cards and event cards. You got the standard rule booklets, what you can download. You'll see below, but then there's a 32-page scenario designer notes, field manual, 2 table booklets, 5 player aid charts. Okay, 1,200 counters, 10 Ziploc bags. Do the math. Well, you may have to come up with a more creative way. Here's some pictures. We're going to look at that in a second. And here you've got right now the rules. I will stress you're probably going to see more here as we go. Let me come back to that, but let me show you. They're pretty good about putting their resources on the website. Let's just go for their first game and you'll see. You just go to one of the game sites, you go and look at all these downloads. Living rules, different languages, planning, scenario booklet, I guess. And for me, I think, yep, Vassal mod. That's the only way you're going to do this. So let's look at, they did the same thing. Here's the first game of the C3 series we're looking at. Come down here, a lot of nice pictures, fold a gap, here we go. Got the rules, there it is, the Vassal mod, that's good. And I'd imagine they'll build a Vassal mod that combines it all together too. So, good stuff here. So good support here. Unfortunately, I do prefer to play on Vassal, and they haven't quite got the Vassal mod up for this one yet, it looks like. But we can get the rules. There we go. Okay, we'll look at that later too. Here are all the rules for the game. Pretty detailed if you know, I've been through these. I mean, at least it's manageable. It's 23 pages. Yeah, so that's good. And I like it, they got 2 columns. When they first came out with their games way back in the beginning, it was just one solid. But I'm glad they moved to 2 columns. So let's go ahead and we'll come back to this. But let's go ahead and take a look at the actual game itself. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and get the shrink wrap off. Don't really think I need this knife. It's kind of overkill, but hey, it's always interesting to see if I can cut myself. That should be enough. We'll take the shrink rack off. Here we go. It's kind of an ominous picture there. It's like chemical warfare gear. Is that implying you're going to go chemical nuke? I don't know. They do have rules for it. The other interesting thing, yeah, here we've got, this is pretty much all the info you're going to get. Game design Fabrizio, development, graphic design Fabrizio. Pretty much does it all, and they're out of, made in Italy. That's interesting, out of France here. The one thing that he doesn't do, they don't do with their game is they don't have anything on the back, which is fine. You're probably not going to find this in a store. So, anyway, let's go ahead and pop the cover here. And oh wow, this is an interesting box. It doesn't sit all the way down. I guess so you got extra room, but there's plenty of space. That new game smell. Okay, looks like a D10 here. Here's our 10 Ziploc bags, 2 colored D10s. That's helpful. And the good, these are the yeah, these are the only cards here. These are, I guess, event and action cards. So I'm gonna, well, I can take them out here. Get a rubber band or fit them back in. Yeah, these look like events here. Baltic Crisis, Snafu, Captured Officer, Operations Maps, Code Broken, Human Intelligence, Lucky Shot, Air Superiority, Air Surge, Airborne Assault, Stavka, Intervention, Terrorist, Spetsnaz, 76 Guards. They're airborne, that's what I thought. Airstrikes, yeah, so I guess and here looks like the NATO cards. And it looks similar. Code Broken, Humid, Lucky Shot, Air Superiority, Air Surge, 20th Tactical Fighter Wing, North Ag, Airstrikes, Air Mobile, Deep Strikes, AWACS, UK Mobile, cool. So these cards look like events or actions the player can play. Let's see, we got the operational procedures. This is at European size. It's not 8.5 and 11 by like we like to do. Oh, this looks like examples of play. That's cool. That's going to be helpful. Yeah, let's see what they got here. Yes, you can see it. Column movement, tactical movement, deployed movement, enemy screening, issuing orders, executing, etc., bombardment, great ground combat. 8 pages, but should be helpful. Yeah, nice colored display, examples of play here. Ground combat, there it is, different types of movement, artillery bombardment, good stuff. Okay, so that should be helpful. We're going backwards. Here's the scenarios and designers notes. They don't have a PDF version of that yet, or the other examples of play. This is pretty thick here. Good 31 pages. Oh, okay, designer's notes from everybody involved. Interesting reading. 7 pages of designer notes. So we've got the different scenario rules: civilian panic, surprise, West German 7th Panzer, Operation, there's Baltic Ops, Scenario 1, Scenario 2, Scenario 3, Scenario 4. Okay, so 4 scenarios, 2 campaigns. 1 minute to midnight. That sounds ominous. And yeah, we'll look at the rules real cool. Well, this is your scenario rules, special rules, Operation Brezhnev, don't know what, Armageddon, chemical or nuclear, the receiving side must roll a die on a roll of 1 to 3, war escalates. Go back and look at some of my previous videos. I played some games, NATO 61 and MacArthur's War. Both of those escalated to strategic nuclear war. Don't let the genie out of the bottle is the lesson there. There's our dearest brother. Okay. Oh, that's just right there, it looks like. That's not very much of a map. Okay. And then we have some more Pact of Blood. Sickles Long Shadow. Got to get used to these bigger booklets here, that European size. I think it's called A4. Okay, there. That's just this little corridor here. Yeah, scenario boundaries. Okay. That's going to be hard to do if you have a physical map. Ooh, that's a bigger section right there. You can see this. I'm guessing that's Hamburg. Be interesting to see the map here. Pact of Blood. So that's even a bigger scenario. And then the roar. Oh, this, yeah. This one is almost. Good swath of the map here is involved on this one. Yep. And then we're going to have the, yeah, and here's the setups. Yeah, they've got the setups here, and the hex numbers, and the reinforcements. And then we've got the campaign games. Looks like the whole map here for this one. North Sea, that looks like the initial invasion. Okay, that's a lot of setup. I'm doing it physically. And then campaign 1 minute to midnight. Bargo. The situation goes out of control. Unrestricted chemical and nuclear warfare. Oof. This campaign, you just start from the beginning that the balloon goes up. I wonder if that 50-50 chance to strategic nuclear warfare is on turn 1. Going to spend a bunch of time setting up, and then if you roll a 1 to 3, flip the board. But I haven't read the rules, so I don't know. And okay, designer's notes. Okay. Let's see, good stuff here. Split axis event. Looks like he's given strategy. Here's Anthony. Okay. Short kind of designer. Developer's notes. Okay. The Dutch Army. The Army of Denmark. And then Lionel. And then, oh, maybe worthwhile. Mostly it looks like U.S. Army docs. Well, there's some other references here. So, yeah, good set of bibliography if you want to follow it up. And then here are the rules. And we'll look at that. I was showing you those on a PDF here. So we can take a look at that. Yeah, this is different. I've skimmed the rules a little. Postures of the units are the big thing. Transferring between postures, giving orders to do that, and the time to do that. So there's a sense of, that's why they call it C3, I guess. And there's a sense of getting inside. You may have heard the phrase, somebody's OODA, O-O-D-A loop. So, kind of reminds me of the Matrix games. Has the game, I'm forgetting the name of it. I have it, I haven't played it, but where you give orders and the orders come faster to the NATO than they do to the Warsaw Pact. I'll look that up in a second. So here looks like we got a bunch of charts. Oh, charts and tables. That's interesting. That's a new way to do it. It's not separate counters. It looks like each player gets their own. Ooh, this is new. That may be a good idea. All the charts are in here for each player. There's your movement. There it is, postures. Like I was talking about. All these different postures and how to switch between them and their effect. This is probably a big part of the game here. Road, tactical assault, march, full assault, defense, rigid defense, active defense. I think we see this in their other games too. But this is pretty involved. That's a whole bunch of postures there. Force march. Oh, and here's giving orders. That's a concept. And command points, issue time, deploy time. So, and it looks like NATO, quick look, can do things faster. Here we traditional bombardment, interdiction, anti-aircraft fire, detection of units, bombardment results, ground combat, air points, disengagement. This seems more handy than just individual charts and you're trying to go through them and all. Okay, this is helpful. Breaking out the units. Electronic warfare, nuclear attack, intelligence. Okay, that's handy. Yeah, this is a good idea. And then it explains the different unit types here. And my guess would be this is exactly the same for the, yep, it is, for the second player. That's an interesting idea. Seems to work. So these are probably not charts. No, these are summary. Ground combat chart. This chart helps you execute ground combat, has all the modifiers. Nothing on the back. This is OOB. Okay, this looks like NATO, Nederland and the West Germans, Netherlands and the West German units. Here, of course, is the Warsaw Pact. Yeah. Soviets, East Germans. And then here are the tracks. Okay. NATO time track, command points, engineer, EW, air points. So you're tracking all of that. Okay. piece. This one's pretty tight too, pretty much similar, so yeah, those are those to track. Okay. Yeah, so that's a new idea, to put all the charts actually in a booklet for each player. Pretty handy. Wow, these are bigger size counters. And the usual, a little bit more thicker than normal. See what we got here. Counter sheet 7 looks like admin counters. And they got back sides. Probably going to measure something with these. These look like more admin counters. Looks like these are all postures for the units. Okay. I guess, yeah, on the other side, ASL, Facile, BAOR. Okay, so they get all the postures by double siding them. Oh, here's another. These look like, well, there's nuclear, breakthrough. Don't quite know what the dog tags mean. Maybe casualties. Chemical. Yeah, that's what I expected. Instead of nuclear. Okay, now we actually are starting to get some combat units. Air support. Nice pink color there, and then these are probably Soviets here. We can see their battalions and regiments. Some more admin counters. And yeah, apparently they do have reduced sides here. Okay. And then here we go. We got a bunch of Warsaw Pact here. Gonna have to. The colors are on the charts. Yeah, these are the East Germans. These are probably other Eastern Europeans. Not sure which. Maybe the Poles. Can't tell. These, I'm assuming, are the Soviets. Got some serious artillery. Yeah, here's big armored regiments. Artillery, mobile artillery battalions. Looks like we've even got some armored battalions. Maybe they do breakdowns. And then we got some airborne infantry battalions. Looks like missiles, ground-based missiles, just based on the icons. And then the East Germans. Okay. And this must be NATO. This is West Germany. Panzer Grenadier. Yeah. Panzer Grenadier. Then we've got Netherlands. Yep. So it looks like West Germans and Netherlands, although this one, Jutland, I think. Maybe that's Denmark. Okay. And then, yeah, reduced strength. And I wonder if there's no U.S. in here. It's a possibility because it looks like it's 13th Panzer, that's West German, Panzer Grenadiers. Slightly different color, but I think it's all West Germans and Netherlands. Okay. Well, okay, a lot of admin counters. And these are bigger than normal counters too, so that's pretty handy. Oh, that's a kind of a throwback map. We got one big map. Let's see what it looks like. And the graphics are interesting. Looks like if you're setting this up physically, you got no choice but to, I guess some of the scenarios you could fold the map over, but there you go. And I haven't even expanded it. Yep, the big, well, that's simple coloring. No real details, it's just colors. That's an interesting choice. Maybe it makes things easier. Let's go ahead and open this up. So this is the top half. Rendsburg, what am I looking for here? Munster, okay. Buchholz, how do they, let's see, I'm just trying, whoa, it goes way over here. Yeah, you don't see that, it comes over here, so this is a big map. Lübeck, that's still, yeah, that looks like the, Lübeck is right here, and that's, looks like the, line. Yeah, interesting choice in map colors. Kept it simple. I'm not seeing anything. Lubeck is the only one I'm seeing. Where's Bremen? I think that's it. That's what I'm looking for. World War II German port. Bremerhaven. Nordheim. There it is. Wilhelmshaven. I think those are the big ports. There. Okay, but Bremen is on the map. And we've got Hamburg, Alright, let's look at the rules here. I think we're already at a good solid 20 plus minutes, so I'll just take a quick look here. And again, you can download these rules. These are for Die Festung Hamburg, but I'm having a feeling they're common to the other two games in the series too. Generals, yeah, here's a new concept, the posture. We saw that whole chart for that. Then we got stacking movement, different types of movement here. We'll see column, tactical, and deployed, I think. River crossings, mainly probably for the Warsaw Pact. Looks like Warsaw Pact doctrine here with the advance access, attrition on the battlefield, headquarters, and then we get into command and orders, I guess, for posture and what to do. Then they're talking about ground combat and support, artillery, helicopters, air points. And then we have bombardment, interdiction, anti-aircraft fire, detection. Oh, this is interdiction is optional. The interspace optional rules. Instead of putting them at the end, I think these are rocket-delivered mines. The West Germans have. Detection, electronic. Here's a SIGINT, recon, and intelligence effects that are optional. We got chem and nuclear warfare, another optional here. We got weather, supply, defensive works, bridges, reinforcements, and then the event cards, which may or may not happen. I think at the beginning of each turn you roll a die, and if you roll above a certain number, you have to play in a random event card. And then action cards are played by the players. And then orders are done by formations, so I think this is rules on how to handle independent formations. And then two special types of units we have here, sappers being engineers, and also airborne troops. And I think that's mainly the Warsaw Pact here. So again, I'm not going to deep dive these rules at this point, but once hopefully at one point I get this system on the tables, and I will give it a more detailed review before playing. But this does give you an idea. I put the rules US size paper 25, maybe 28, I don't know. Since these pages are bigger than what we use in the US. So it's doable, I would say, but I would imagine you need to, especially these new concepts, you're going to need to spend some time getting your arms around here. But there you go, that's a quick look at the rules. So again, you can download that from their site and look at it. I think I got that up here, yeah. There it is. Hopefully there'll be more downloads, including the Vassal mod for this game. I think they've got the Vassal mod for the other two, and I haven't pulled them down to see if they've done a combined Vassal mod for all three. I think they've done that for their more grand operational level. I think there's a combined Vassal mod with all of it in there. Let's look at the Dogs of War real quick. I think there's a Vassal mod out there. Yeah, it's that one. But it's out of print. You may have to hunt one of these down if you need it. There, Vassal mod. I will bet you, if this downloads it, I'm not gonna... Looks like it's a combined one. Maybe. Yeah, so we'll see if they come out with a combined one with the third game in. Sacred Royal, yeah. That may be the only way to play these games, actually. If you're doing the full campaign, either series, you gotta have the Ladder Tabletop Simulator. I don't know if anybody's working on that. So anyway, that is Die Festung Hamburg. That is the unboxing. So there you go. Thanks for watching. And as usual, if you like, click like. Comments are appreciated. And please click subscribe so you can be notified for my later videos. So, again, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the next one.